gobbled them up.
No, me.
Right.
Didn't catch him.
What is going on here?
Oh, dear, it seems we spilt some milk.
Obviously.
But we don't cry about spilt milk in this house, because tomorrow the cow knows that...
But what was all that about catching someone and then gobbling him up?
We were just playing a little game.
We were making believe the mother Sam was a monster, and my hand was a little boy, and the monster was trying to catch the little boy, and if he caught him, he was going to carry him off and...
It's James. Control yourself, boy. So, in spite of anything I may say to the contrary, these fantasies keep going right on, huh? Make believe from morning till night. If there aren't Indians in the backyard or things in the night, you're actually pretending to understand what the birds say. Well, it isn't common sense, it's not rational, and by the Lord Harry, I intend to put a stop to it.
But it's harmless fun.
Harmless, it is not harmless. In this year of 1903, all we have to cling to is common sense. Common sense. That's what's going to save us, if anything can. I swear I don't know what the world's coming to. Even the government's gone mad. Do you know what those politicians in Washington spent last year?
No, dear.
$541,000. More than $500,000 thrown away in 1902 just to run the government. And that's not all. Now, what do you suppose, Flying machines. Don't contradict me. Last Thursday, 2 young lunatics by the name of Wright, I think, yes. The Wright brothers. They took this contraption they put together and they flew. And now what do you suppose this article says? In a few years, we'll all be flying. There's a real fantasy for you.
Flying. Up in the clouds with the birds.
That will do, young man. It's high time both you and your sister stopped all this dreaming and got some good old-fashioned horse sense. And that reminds me, Mother, about that Santa Claus business.
James.
What about Santa Claus, Mother?
Nothing, darling. It's time you children were playing in the snow.
Yes, Mother.
James, you promised.
I said I'd think it over. Well, I have thought it over, and I'm not going to get dressed up in any red suit with a long white beard.
But, James, they'll be heartbroken.
Why? Why should they have to believe in one more fantasy? They'll be their presents as usual. The difference is, this year they'll know they came from you and me.
But, James, if you love them...
I do love them, and I intend to do my duty by them. They're going to be brought up in a world of reality. And I must say, my dear, that your attitude was very confusing. You actually encourage them to live in this dream world of theirs. It's time you grew up too, by George. I wish I could stay here all day and play in the snow with you.
Mother, what did Father mean about Santa Claus?
Oh, nothing, darling. He was probably thinking about flying machines and how Santa drives his reindeer through
I don't
the
think
sky.
that's what he was thinking at all.
Look, why don't you two build a snowman? When I was little, we used to build the most beautiful snowmen, big as real people. And when we were all finished, we would pretend that...
You used to pretend, too, didn't you, Mother?
Go build your snowman.
You know, I'll bet Father didn't pretend when he was a little boy. Do you mean to say Father was a little boy once? Of course. But years and years ago. Can't we put his body on now? I'm not ready. I've not finished his legs. You take too long. I'm making him just like a real live man. Oh, goody. Then he'll do tricks for us. He'll dance and make funny faces and... Violet, pretending. You know what Father would say. By the Lord, Harry, children, it's time you two got some good old-fashioned horse sense. I don't think horses have much sense anyway. There he is, the best snowman in the world. Well, he ought to be. You've taken all day. He's worth it. He's perfect. You know what? I'm going to give him a heart. Everybody has to have a heart. How can you possibly make a heart? Got one right down here if I can get down to it. Your own heart? Silly. There. Oh, that. Well, it's a heart, isn't it? Gee, I gave him 2 left feet. He's got a heart like everybody else, only it's a heart of gold. And people with hearts of gold must be very, very nice. So when we ask them to do tricks for us and... not to pretend such things. Then such things better not nod their heads at us. Father says it's time for us to stop dreaming and grow up. He is alive.
Just what I was thinking myself. Yes, I am alive, by Jiminy. Oh, that should be fun for all of us. Yeah. Oh, these eyes. Oh, conventional, I grant you, but do you mind if I make a little alteration? A little bit off here, a little bit off there, and the nose. Oh, the nose. Let's have a bit more of the classic profile, eh? Yes, get this away and that away and... Ah! That's better. How do you do? How do you do? Oh, fine job of work you two have done here. Yes.
I told you he'd do tricks for us.
Tricks? Good gracious, yes.
Oh!
What's the matter?
Father will think I did it.
Oh, well, then we'll have to do something about that. Now, here's another little trick for you.
Oh, please wait till I get Mother. I'll have to see you. Please wait. Mother, we finished the snowman and he's alive. Really,
Children, please.
He shook hands and took the snowballs off the
Darlings,
front
you
of
heard what your father said. You can't make believe all the time.
But this isn't make-believing. He isn't alive. Come and see for yourself. Snowman. Come and see the snowman.
All right, but you know as well as I do that he's just a lump of snow. Oh, darlings, it's lovely, just like a real live man.
But he is a real live man. He really is.
But you must understand. Making believe...
But it isn't making believe. It's believing. It's seeing. If you don't want to believe it...
I do want to believe it. I want to believe all kinds of wonderful, foolish things with you.
You mustn't be afraid of her. It's only Mother, and she's nice.
Nice? Is she really?
If I were a snowman, I don't suppose I'd come to life for anybody that wouldn't believe in me.
All right, I'll try.
This is Mr. Snowman, Mother. This is Mother. Do try and believe, Mother.
How do you do? It's charming to know you.
Madame, this is a great honor. I wasn't precisely prepared to meet grown-ups, you know. Now, grown-ups can be very difficult at times, but this young lady assured me that you are fun, that you won't mind a bit.
Why should I mind?
Why, indeed. I'm quite harmless, you know. Yeah. Still, Lewis Carroll had a very good head on his shoulders, and you remember what he said. When dealing with figments, it's wise and it's right to describe each particular batch, distinguishing those that have feathers and bite from those that have whiskers and scratch. Not that there's any such question about me, you know. No, no, no. I'm what you might call a strolling player. Yeah. I do a little step. Quite simple, you know. It's all in the know-how, you see. Of course, if you prefer the classical...
But where did you come
from? Oh, I thought you'd ask that. You're essentially a grown-up, you know. Not to a fault, mind you, no. Now, where did I come from? Now, let's see. How shall I put it? Well, to begin with, the space. Space is all around us. It belongs to everybody. They do with what they like. Now, here's a bit of space, if you'd care to examine it. Lots of it, everywhere you look. Oh, and then there's time. Time's even more confusing. There are so many kinds of time. Time you can measure in clock ticks. Time you measure heartbeats. Minutes as long as hours. Hours as short as minutes. And then there's infinity. Oh, infinity. Oh, that always makes my head spin. Oh. Quite clear to you now?
I think so.
Good. Well, now, just once in a while, by being perfectly simple, perfectly innocent, by wanting something to happen, expecting it to happen, it's possible to snatch a notion out of space and time, to capture a happy thought, and to give it a rather splendid habitation.
But you're not.
Real? What's real? Real today and gone tomorrow, I always say. Yeah. Oh, but my dear lady, you must be cold out here without your wraps. We can't all be snowmen, you know. Now, why don't you go inside the house?
Let's all go in.
What, me too?
Of course.
It's rude of me. Please come in.
Oh, this is most kind of you, dear lady. Most kind. Not that I mind the cold. No. The cold shoulder, yes. The cold and fishy eye, yes. But a fine, freezing winter's day. Oh, no. Delicious. Actually, I've never been inside a house, you know. No, you know how it is. A snowman ought to know his place, some people say. And I must confess, I've always been curious.